Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This is Zach with Zach Attack Cards, coming at you with another week of Football Card Showdown. And before we get into what will be week 9, let's go ahead and go back to the week that was week 8. So week 8 saw Washington at Kansas City, and the cards predicted a pretty hefty blowout by the Chiefs. And pretty much that's what happened. I want to say the score was like 24-6 or 9, something like that. And Kansas City really handled their business. So that gives us another victory, back to 500 at 6-6. So now moving on, hopefully we can continue the positive progress and move into a winning record once again. So we'll be settling into the week 9 matchup, Arizona at Dallas. Obviously this one has a bit of, sentimental value to me, being a Dallas Cowboy fan. And obviously, loving the Cowboys back when I was younger in the 90s, there's a lot more meaning to this matchup, since when Emmitt Smith was kind of sunsetting his career, or at least we were trying to force him, I guess, as an organization, Dallas decided that we didn't have too much more use for him, and he went and played for the Cardinals for a few seasons, and before ultimately finishing up his career with, one of those, I want to say, 1 or 2 day contracts like they usually do, and retiring a Cowboy. So these teams will be forever linked in my mind, and it'll be an interesting matchup. I want to say Dallas is the favorite in this one, especially due to, it sounds like Kyler Murray is going to be out again. But before we get into, obviously, my predictions and all that kind of stuff, let's get into the rules of our little game here. A little bit of a refresher for you veterans. And then, of course, any newbies to the season or to the series can understand exactly how we play the game here. So the scoring is as follows. A veteran or team card is an extra point worth 1 point. And a rookie card is a safety worth 2 points. An insert or numbered non-auto or relic is a field goal worth 3 points. And lastly, an auto or relic is a touchdown worth 6 points. And obviously we will be looking for players from these two teams only to do that scoring. So we have one of the brand new products, 2025 Mosaic Football, 36 cards. We'll go ahead and get the packs out and then take our spin around the box. These are, I believe, $35 each. Although I did get it at Walmart, so it's hard to tell. Target may have it for $30. Sometimes they have that $5 difference. So worth a look if you're interested in this. But you have 6 cards per pack, 6 packs per box, 36 cards per box. Look for Blaster exclusive Mosaic Orange Fluorescent Parallels. It's quite a mouthful. Here's all the stuff you can look for. Stained glass, micro mosaic, all that cool stuff. Same thing on this side. And then look for the orange again, the ultra rare insert, stained glass, micro mosaic, as we said. Look for autographs in scripts, rookie scripts, and future scripts. So could be some interesting stuff in here. Mosaic, not typically one of my favorite things to open. I just feel like the cards are very stagnant over the years. It's very similar to Prism. Like, I feel like there's just not much difference between the cards year to year. But let's see what we can do here. Let's see who we're going to take in this one. And as I said, I have my favorite personally. Hopefully the cards will predict that. Maybe even a little bit of extra luck having Dak Prescott on the blaster itself. But here's what this year's Mosaic looked like. I believe the holiday Mosaic, the ornament boxes or whatever it is they're calling them, came out first. And then these guys just came out this past week, at least around here. So a lot of people have been looking at those if you're interested in the holiday stuff. I might try to get them. I'm going to say they're like $10, and I think you get 10 cards plus like a weird ornament or something. So anyways, Mark Brunell for the Jaguars. A little bit of a throwback. Rookie Tommy Millott for the Raiders. We have Tyreek Hill on the Prism. Jonathan Taylor on the Touchdown Masters. Kind of like the old school score, the big head. Christian Watson, Green Bay. and DJ Moore, Chicago. Well, once again, as always, some remnants from the printing plant on these cards. Frustrating, but both companies do it, so it's something to put up with. Jonnu Smith for the Dolphins. Cards kind of want to stick together a little bit. Static, I guess. Malachi Starks for the Ravens. Nice rookie there. Little Derwin James Bang insert. Or is it Bang? Looks like Bang. Kind of hard to see with him. Yes, Bang. All right, cool. Just making sure I'm not misreading it. Jaden Reed. This is a newer, not insert, but like almost like a parallel type of thing. But I guess it's not. See the international games there. Similar to like the USA ones that they've had in years past. Frank Gore for the Niners. And Jared Goff for the Lions. So thus far, having some issues getting Cowboys or Cardinals. If we come down to it, then, of course, we have some score treat to settle it. We got Joe Morris for the Giants. Ooh, Nick Emanwari for Seattle. That's a nice one, especially with the green prism to it. Absolutely gorgeous. And epic performers of Malik Neighbors. Guy you gotta hope just gets well soon, of course. Excellent young star. Kurt Warner and the Cardinals are on the board. We have Jamal Anderson and Trey McBride. So the Cardinals strike twice in that one. And all of a sudden, it's not looking so good for my Cowboys. Alec Pierce. Looks like we got a kid reporter in this pack. But Alec Pierce for the Colts. Cam Scatabo. There he is. Another guy, get well soon. He's a fun young talent to watch. Of course, him and Dart. Some of the bigger guys everyone's looking for in any of the new 25 football. Avante Adams. Kid reporter. Go ahead, have at it. Trey Tucker for the Raiders. Caleb Johnson for the Steelers. And David Njoku. Is this a variant? Yes, it is. Look at that. So that's a nice one. You can always tell by the little... Generally, you can tell by the picture itself, I feel like. But if not, the V on the back will point you in the right direction. And 2 packs to go, including this one. DK Metcalf and the Steelers. Calvin Johnson, Megatron. Warren Moon. Touchdown Masters, Jaden Daniels. Sean McVay, still doing coach cards. And Mean Joe Green. Just like that, down to the last pack. And the Cowboys are going to have to do something big to avoid the loss here. Or the prediction of a loss here. Or perhaps the Cardinals can put it away. Let's see what we got. Cole Kmet. Bears. And a rookie, Dominic Levitt. Chuck Foreman, once again on the green parallel. I guess you get maybe 3 of those in a box or something. Didn't really say on the blaster. Saquon. Shador Sanders, very nice. And Tony Pollard, the former Cowboy. So this should also be a variant, I believe. So that's a real nice hit there. I don't know whether or not he's going to end up playing or what have you, but a lot of people are still very interested in his cards. So, this one's pretty simple math-wise. We have 2 vets. Extra point apiece, so 2-0. The Cardinals take this one. And I don't know. I really don't see that happening. The Cardinals, obviously it's the NFL. Any team can post an upset, and any team can be upset. And obviously my Cowboys are not they're not a powerhouse or anything like that. I mean, offensively, I feel like you could probably classify them as that. Their standings are very close to the top of the NFL. Unfortunately, on defense, it's the complete opposite, the polar opposite. Defense is just so porous, it's insane. So, with that said, I'm still gonna think. I still think Dallas is gonna win this, because if it comes down to who's going to score the most points, I'm probably picking Dallas, and I don't think that's just due to the fact that they're my team. But I would not be surprised one bit if the Cardinals can come out with the victory here. So hopefully the Cards will be correct, and we'll be sitting at 7-6 next week. But with that said, let's go ahead and wrap this one up. Keep it nice and short, considering last week was pretty darn long with the advent calendar. I appreciate those that checked that one out. It was a really fun rip. You could head down below, click the subscribe button, click the like if you enjoy this series. Certainly let me know in the comments if you have any opinions on how this can be changed for the better. I'm always interested in those kinds of criticisms. And just let me know who you think's going to win the game, of course. Are you interested at all? Or maybe you're a Cowboy hater and you're not going to watch the game. Listen, to each his own. They've always been my team. I grew up on them being absolutely incredible, and they really haven't been all that great since. So they're just my team, man. But we put out videos every Monday and Friday, and we'd love to have you along for the ride for openings just like Football Card Showdown. We also do reviews. We also do card show pickup and recaps, and just ultimately like to have fun. That's the whole name of the game for this channel. We just want to have fun. It's nothing too serious, just loving the hobby that we all love so much, right? So the last thing I want to say is just thank you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you for, like I say, all the love and stuff that you've shown the videos, and seeing me in real life, and just having discussions about whether it's video material or it's just the sports themselves or the hobby itself. It's always a blast, always a great time to meet you guys and talk with you guys, and there's not a whole lot of reason to do this without you, right? So I truly appreciate each and every one of you and each and every second that you spend with me. But with that said, let's keep it nice and short, wrap it up, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.